Hello, it's Shade. Welcome to our Freebie Friday video. Today's video is more of a public service announcement because of the fact that we get a lot of these kinds of cases coming across our desks. And it's regarding adding other people to the title of your real estate when they actually didn't help you with the purchase of the property. So generally speaking, everything is fine until people have a falling out. And when they have a falling out, the other party that was added to the real estate title ultimately wants half. Pretty much they want 50% of the value of that real estate or whatever equity is in there. So how can we avoid situations like this in the first place? I think that if you approach it from the perspective of looking at three different factors before agreeing to add somebody to the title of your real estate, that would help a lot. So most of the time the decision is emotional. It's emotional, it's based on emotions, and sometimes it's based on manipulation by another party, or somebody gives you the guilt trip and things like that. But feel confident that you can say no if you don't feel comfortable with the arrangement. So I'm talking about siblings, relatives, boyfriends, girlfriends, fiancés, people that are not even married, adding each other to the titles of the real estate. That's pretty dangerous because when people have a falling out, that's when the emotions start going crazy, and everybody they want everything. They're going to fight you to the nail for that real estate and maybe even force you to sell so that they can get half of it. So what you want to do to protect yourself is to ask three questions. A, what really is my intention in adding this other person to the title? So ask that question, and then maybe that will stop you in your tracks so that you can think about it a little bit more from a rational perspective and a logical perspective. The second thing you want to ask yourself is, what is my goal? Am I gifting the property to them, or am I expecting something back? That's the second question. The third question is, how much am I gifting to them if I'm gifting them anything? And if I'm not gifting them anything, what percentage ownership am I willing to give to them, and in exchange for what? So that's a very complex question, so I'll repeat that. If I'm gifting them something, what percentage of the property's value am I willing to gift them? If I'm not gifting them, what am I expecting in exchange, and how much do I want them to pay me? Something like that. So think about all these factors, because that would help you to protect yourself, in the sense that at least you can put together a promissory note or put specific language in the deed to specify exactly what the terms are, so that even if they never pay you a dime, there will be a document stating that they owe you money in exchange for adding them to the title. If you're expecting other things other than money, then of course it's going to be very difficult to figure out whether you got a fair bargain. So that's totally up to you if you're willing to take that risk. But the law generally thinks that if you added somebody to the title of your real estate, the presumption is that you are willing to give them 50% of the value of that property. So to be forewarned is to be forearmed. If you have any questions, talk to a lawyer, and definitely don't use a quick claim deed, because those aren't even good in most cases and they don't protect you at all. So talk to a lawyer so that they can help you to figure out all these questions and draft the right documents that will protect you the most. And most of the time, it's okay to say no to that relative, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, or the fiance. And if you're not able to say no, it's good to have that conversation to let them know that they have to sign a promissory note to help you with the mortgage if there's a mortgage on that property, or to pay you back your share of the equity in the home. So that's our quick advice for you today. And of course, it's for educational purposes. You always use your best judgment. And if you have questions, talk to a lawyer as always. And we'll talk to you next Friday. The videos are released every Friday, so watch out for the next one. And I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday.